Live. I'm Ramon Scott with Dave Dickens of EastCountySports.com. And Dave, we've got a trio of stars from last Friday night's games joining us this week from the Monta Vista Monarchs. Montana State-bound senior Sebastian Valdez. From the Mount Miguel Matadors, the county's most underrated receiver, Jaheim Allen Pompey. And from the undefeated, I'll say it again, from the undefeated El Cajon Valley Braves, another big-time touchdown scorer, big play threat, Demarius Hyde. Dave, all these guys played big roles in their wins last week, and you have selected them all to be recognized as EastCountySports.com's Players of the Week.
Yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, I wanted to thank especially just all of you for taking some time out to come on with us. It's real important to us too, and we really do guys put on. You guys work real hard, week in and week out, perfecting your craft. And Sebastian, I mean, you've had some great years over there at Monta Vista, and we just decided to pick one of those out. As a matter of fact, your teammate Logan Schmidt was the one that spoke on your behalf, and I said if there was somebody out there that impressed you against Rancho Buena Vista, who would that have been? And you came up in most of the conversation. So very humble individual that you play with, and being one of the leaders of the team like yourself, he has great respect for you. And he said that you had 3 monster sacks. You want to tell us about how those came about and what you were thinking at that time, and run us through it real quick?
um, During halftime, we were up by just a few points, and our coach told us we had to wake up, and it was time to turn on. It was time to change the game. So we came in there trying not to exhale. So we just came in there second half focused, knew like we couldn't make any mistakes. So I knew that I had to make some plays for my team, as well as my teammates making plays for each other. So um, uh, I just had the 3 sacks on the second half, not the first half. So that's when I knew I had to make something go. So I just saw an opening, and I got the quarterback.
Just 3 sacks in the second half, Dave. He forced a fumble, and then Emmanuel Hernandez recovered it. And that was after Isaiah Gardner scored that 66-yard touchdown that gave the Monarchs the lead. They went on to win 28-14 over Rancho Buena Vista. Great job in that game, Sebastian. Just wondering, a close game. And you guys, hey, that's some clutch playing right there, clutch performances in the second half, especially the offense as well. Tell me about the run blocking.
Um, we're mostly a run offense. So our coach our coach he makes sure our offensive linemen are well coached. Actually, they're very well coached, and we just knew we couldn't make any mistakes, and we have to be physical up front. That's the key to our offense. So
Dave, how about Demarius Hyde? Man, the Braves 2-0. No team has a bigger look ahead this week than the Braves do to Coronado. But let's talk about the big play Demarius had. He rushed 15 times for 194 yards and 2 touchdowns. And El Cajon Valley made Demarius. You guys had another clutch defensive stop at the end of the game. This time on a 2-point conversion. Second week in a row, really. The defense came up with a big play in the clutch. Great play, man. Great long touchdown. Great job. Awesome to the Braves.
Thank you, man. I just wanted to thank my O-line the most because without those blocks, I wouldn't have been able to run down the field and do my job.
Dave, the Braves keep making big plays.
And
yeah.
You know what? And many people asked this week. And no offense to Matters, no offense to the Monarchs, no offense to the Highlander Hills, everybody. But I just tell you, I said, you know what? El Cajon Valley had one game in 2 years, and they need some love. I was like, everybody won one game, didn't win a second game, have a second game in a row. That's a big turnaround for a program that had a bit of a struggle the last 2 years. And for Coach Osborne, the job that he did with you guys, I mean, it all comes together where he's convinced you that it's almost a lifestyle. It's not just football, it's academics, it's holding yourselves accountable for what you, with your parents, how you conduct yourself, outside the field, pretty much everywhere you go. And what I love it. I always forget it. But what's that acronym that Coach Osborne uses,
Don't put him on the
Demarius?
spot, Dave.
Nah, he's always on top of us, making sure we're doing our job, making sure we're getting a good grades because we're all student athletes at the end of the day. And with him being our coach, making us buckle down for the last 2 years was a hard part. And now we're showing up and making sure we're putting our work in.
Hey, and
And see, and,
go
and
ahead.
and that's the thing, Ramon. I not only you can see it not only in Demarius, but you can see it on the whole team. You saw it in Joe Malone. You saw it in the line. Boy, I even saw. I think it was the third quarter. Maybe it was halfway through the fourth. Maybe you saw it yourself. But boy, he bounced one of those. Like I mean, he just bounced him a couple of yards back. So you could have some running room. I'm sure you saw it, but there's so much going on at that time. But the way that your line played tremendous, and how you guys go two ways, and the way that Joe was, he made some backfield tackles that were just phenomenal. For being a smaller guy too, and getting a little worried about that's your quarterback that's going back there making some of those backfield tackles.
Yeah, Kevon and Joe, they're two hard players. They'll come out and make sure if they need a stop, we can count on them. Kevon especially, he gets in there, penetrates, messes everything up in the backfield. And Joe's
Yeah,
not afraid of anything. He'll dive at you, make sure to stop you the play.
Dave, I think what you're trying to
You know,
convey is what we saw out there at
go
the
ahead.
beginning of the season when we visited the Braves. They just had a feeling, like you said, an aura about them, and we met with them at the beginning of the season. I kind of challenged them. I said, "Look, we know you're going to get one, two, three victories early in the season. We didn't know it was going to be the first two games of the season. They set the standards now."
Yeah,
And that's what I gotta say, Demarius. 2 games already, and you got the big. And tell me this is not one of the biggest non-league games that you want the most. Because I talked to Coach Osborne on Friday night, and I think himself and the whole team are looking forward to playing those Islanders. That everybody's saying, "Boy, Coronado coming in, though, that's going to be a tough one." But for them to come in and march onto your field, I think that you guys are ready to defend your field and make a big statement by defeating a big opponent like Coronado.
this year's gonna be different from last year when we faced off against Coronado. We're going to go harder every play, making sure we get our progression down and show up this time. We're not gonna lose how we did last time. We're gonna make sure we come home with a W on our field.
Demaris, I got a boatload of questions about that game, but I want to move on for a moment. We're going to go one round of question again after this, but bring in Jaheim Allen Pompey. And Jaheim, I was talking to Dave this week about getting our guests together, and we suggested you to come on the show, and he said, I'm having trouble finding Jaheim. I said, Dave, have you looked in the end zone? Great job, Jaheim, in the win against the Chula Vista Spartans. Touchdowns of 35, 23, 43 yards, 7 catches, 177 yards. And I wrote that you and JD were clicking. Tell me about those connections, especially the long one.
Just JD trusts me with the ball. I tell him just throw the ball and I'm gonna get it. I'm just gonna get it. He just trusts me. That's a quarterback I like. Like a quarterback that believes in their receivers. JD believes in every receiver. It's not just me on the team. It's Kojo and JoJo too. playing receiver. He trusts everybody. I just had a good game.
Dave?
And how is it? How is Jaheim? Uh, it sounds like you guys are just so in sync. I talked to you guys last year at the beginning of the year before the season started, and you guys were already building a pretty good relationship as far as how you guys were going to work things on the field offensively. And I mean, JD already broke records last year, and you know yourself that he's going to continue to do so this year. But how does it feel to be on the end of that, though? For him, you're one of his main go-to guys, and you're going to be part of that history. I mean, how does that feel to be part of that history of making a statement that, just like the Elkhorn Valley Braves, that the Mount McGill Matadors are back, and that you guys really are a threat in the valley?
It feels good. Like JD's doing good. We're all doing good. We all want a record at that school. That's what we're all trying to shoot for right now. Is just a record, trying to do something that the Mount Miguel couldn't do.
Well, just hearing him say that, Dave, I'm going to turn back to Sebastian now. And Sebastian, you got a chance to just sit back and listen to these two with the target square on your back. I mean, we know the Monarchs are defending champs, but hey, we brought in a couple of upstart rivals in here for you to talk to at the same time. So I know you're kind of taking notes on these guys, but tell me about this week. Patrick Henry, they got a new field over there. It's just their second game, and I imagine some concern. I think we're expected to win, but I don't know if anybody saw this dramatic of a turnaround in this Patrick Henry team, their offense, with the former NFL quarterback as head coach. It looks like a completely different team right now at Patrick Henry. Now, we know Morris, they weren't too gracious of visitors against them last week, but what have you seen so far against Patrick Henry in your notes?
Well, we can definitely tell that they're not the team that they were last year. They're a solid team. They're a good team, and we shouldn't have any doubt about them. So we just gotta come in there focused and work hard, work harder than we have. But in the game against the Warriors, we noticed um, they can play, so we can't just doubt them at all.
And Dave, in addition to these guys playing each other, I don't know how back or what they're showing to Sebastian on film in preparation, but the Matadors, unfortunately, beat Jaheim's a loss to the Patriots the first game of the season. Our Matadors kind of got stunned against Patrick Henry in that game, Dave. But I don't know if Sebastian's taking a look at that, Dave. But what do you see with Sebastian's game this week? They're playing the Patriots. Dave, Dave, Sebastian, maybe you could just comment one more time for me on that, especially containing them on offense. Their quarterback, Michael Castillo, certainly you've noticed 635 yards and 8 touchdowns passing so far this season.
Right. No, yeah, their quarterback is pretty good. He just like Mount Miguel, they trust their receivers and they'll throw the ball. They're definitely a throwing team.
And Demarius, I just can't help but wanting to get into this game this week with you. No other team, I don't care how big the team, has a bigger look ahead. When you lost to a team, guys, I mean, I even know that Sebastian and Jaheim saw this score last year, 76-0. The Braves lost that game to Coronado. It would seem like a look ahead, Demarius, that you might look ahead of those first two opponents. Maybe that's how good you guys are. You were able to take care of business in those first two games, knowing that really this huge game, as much as it means to continuing to build a playoff resume, is you guys are going to take it personally this week, huh?
Yeah, the whole team knows we've been waiting for this game for the whole season, through the summer and the off season. We've just been training just for this game. We want to win it so bad. Our whole mindset is just set on it, and we're determined to take the W at our house.
And Damaris, I don't know if there's anything
You
that
know,
I could. Go ahead, Dave. Yeah, great, you're back.
and the this is a quote from your coach. he said the funny thing is there is there's just a different feeling this year in this team, and there's more heart in this team this year, and more of the desire when you get into the red zone. Like last year, um, you guys would be tight or be a little flat, but now when you get in, you're punching it, believe in yourselves, believe in the plays. Matter of fact, coach said that at halftime, he had a talk with you guys, and you guys all agreed, and he wanted to open it up and start just tossing it downfield. You guys all agreed and said, you know what, coach, let's just keep doing the same thing because it's the win. Was that not correct?
It is correct. He said that to us because he knows what's best for us, and if he's gonna choose that, then I guess we're gonna have to stick with it.
Hey, and
And
Jaheim,
so,
for you,
I mean,
go ahead, Dave.
for a coach though to didn't it feel good for a coach to actually he listened to his team. Usually it's a coach, no, this is it's my way and this is the way it's going to go, but he really took heed to what you guys wanted to do, and he saw it himself too. It was working. You guys were up. You were up. You did have momentum, and he believed in you, all of you, that you guys were going to get the win. So he guys had to stay. That's like your coach and a lot about your team.
Yeah, it does. Because with these players we have now, we're opening up the field, running it down. We can do whatever we want against our position. We can stretch them. We can penetrate. We can make sure that we got to get the ball in the back of the end zone. That's all that matters to us at the moment.
Hey, Dave, and how about Monarch quarterback Ruben Silva joining us in the chat? He's had a great start to the season so far. Great job, Ruben. And of course, most of our viewers right now is really Jaheim's following on social media. He sent out the word, and now the whole audience has come in. Our ratings are going up. And as great as Demarius and Sebastian are, Jaheim is making our ratings go up because of his crew tuning into the show. Hey, Jaheim, a bye this week, but I just want to know what's going on with the team and some of these wild swings. If you can take me back to that Patrick Henry game, you had the 15-yard touchdown pass, but tell me about that wild game and why did we get involved, even dating back to last year, in some of these back and forth scoring fests, and we need to make some stops.
Well, we came out flat. Like, I don't know why we came out so flat. But then after the halftime, we came out like we're ready to play. Had 2 touchdowns, but then like towards the end, like it felt like I felt like they put more into it. Like we slowed down everything.
Dave?
And and then as far as we're always talking about the Mount McGill offense and how great the offense is, but I think we tend to that there's been some huge plays, and you can even probably throw some names out right away off the top of your head, Jaheim, of some great players you have on that defense that are helping you guys win ball games as well.
What you say? I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I was talking about your defense. Everybody's always talking about the Mount McGill offense and how great the offense is, but we tend to forget about that great Mount McGill defense. Can you tell
Oh yeah, we
about
got.
some of the players? Like I'm sure you have some on the top that you could throw out there that have really been impressing you and have really helped you win.
Our middle linebacker, we got Juju and we got Ulysses, very strong, very good on their feet, both fast, very quick. And we got Kojo Miller playing safety, and we got JoJo. Like our defense is good. We're just y'all just gotta look at it more. just saw.
Well, like I said, Dave, I think we need to see that Matadors. I mean, we're getting involved in some of these crap meet games, and hey, when we get into the league later on, we'll have some great matchups. And oh, I don't know, 3 teams certainly in contention here, Dave. We're talking about the Monarchs. I mean, hey, the Monarchs are the kings of the hill until further notice. But look, I think the Monarchs. Everybody could agree. Well, you guys don't have to, but Dave and I, that maybe it's achievable to be able to close the gap against the Monarchs this year, and these teams are coming out and doing a great job so far, Dave.
Yeah, I think I mean really at the beginning of the season, we had already talked about it that I mean we know that the hills are stacked. We know that I mean let's just face it, Steel Canyon, Helix, even Grossmont now, they great teams, but let's not forget about your league. You really got some competition where any of you guys could win the league championship. Every single one of you guys has a chance, including the Sultans, including the Wolfpack. Anybody could win. There's that much talent. Wouldn't you folks agree on every team in that league?
Sebastian, let's
And
start with you because how much respect you guys showing these other teams? They know you're the kings of the hill. They're the upstarts right now, but they like their chances a little bit better than last year.
Well, definitely, it's not going to be as easy. Well, it wasn't easy, but I shouldn't say that. But it's definitely going to be like more challenging than last year, definitely, because there's a bunch of good teams on our league. Not everybody's the same team that they were last year, so it's all about this year now. So it's just who wants it more.
Jaheim, you remember that night playing the Monarchs last year, and you know what? For the first little bit of the game, it was a ball game. Remember that game against the Monarchs?
I didn't play that game. I had an
Ah,
injury.
see, no wonder you were there though, right?
Yeah, I saw it.
Close the gap this time around.
Yeah, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be a fight this time.
Hey, Sebastian, I'll let everybody go, Dave, unless you got any more comments. But I just thought of something as I see Ruben, Sebastian. I see Ruben in the chat. Hey, what were you thinking when he went on that near 50-yard touchdown run in the game last week?
My boy Ruben, he's something different. That he can play. I can tell you that he can play, and you'll definitely see more of him throughout the season. He's a baller, and couldn't wish for a better quarterback. He's gonna definitely make more plays in the future, as well as Isaiah Gardner.
And Demarius, hey, we're going to need to get Clarence a little more involved this week with the numbers. I mean, you carried the load statistically in that game, but we're going to need a little bit more. But we're going to need everything, all hands on deck to beat the Coronado Islanders. I wanted to mention to you, I went and saw Coronado last week, and they lost. So maybe they are kind of heartbroken because if you saw the end of that game, Classical Academy needed a miracle touchdown with 10 seconds left in the game, and the quarterback threw it, and the ball was tipped to the guy in the end zone. Did you get a chance to see that highlight? I filmed it myself.
Yeah, I saw that. It was a heartbreaking moment for them. I know it would have been hard. I would have been sad too if that happened to us, but this week is going to be different. I know they're going to come back with everything they need to win and try to take another W and get another streak going. But we can't let that happen. We're going to come out harder too because we want our revenge from last year. And I know every player on my team is going to come out with everything they have and make sure we put them down and make sure that we come out victorious.
All right, and Jaheim, you're going to buy, like I said, this week. So we're not going to ask you about your game for next week, but we'll get some comments later. Dave, you have anything else for the guys before we wrap them up? Do I still have you? Do I still have you, Dave? All right, let's wrap it up. Dave's frozen, or he can't hear us. Guys, thank you so much for doing this. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but I think we accomplished what we wanted to. Getting your comments, presenting these awards. Sebastian Valdez with Monta Vista Monarchs. We got him all season. We'll ask him about his.
And I want to make sure.
Go ahead, Dave.
And I want to make sure you guys know too. I will make sure that I personally get those sometime this week. So I'll be stopping by Mount Miguel. I'll be stopping by El Cajon Valley and also Monta Vista. So you guys get those. Make sure you get what you deserve because you definitely worked off, and you should be real proud of yourselves.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, great week.
Thank you.
Great week, guys. We need more of it next week and for Jaheim in the weeks to come. All right, Dave, thank you so much. Sebastian Valdez of the Monta Vista Monarchs, Demarius Hyde of the undefeated El Cajon Valley Braves, and Jaheim Allen Pompey, part of the French connection down there at Mount Miguel High School with J.D. Laverdier. All right, Dave, great job. Thank you so much. For Dave Dickens, I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us. All right. I thought that was good. I'm sorry about the little